Right. All right. So what was on your bucket list? We talked about that before. What was on your bucket list? Anybody?
Bungee jumping.
Bungee jumping.
Invent something that can help out the world.
Invent something that can help out the world. Excellent. Over here. Anyway, what was on your bucket list? Yeah.
I want to hike to the base of Mount Everest.
Hike to the base of Mount Everest. Wow.
You
don't want to climb the mountain. Just get to the base. All right. What else? What else? Yeah.
Travel space.
Travel to space. Wow. Don't get too big of a goal there. All right. Right behind out there.
Raise my children to circle.
Raise your children to amen.
I want to be a ninja.
You hear that? I want to learn to be a ninja. Yes. Invent a time machine. Man, you guys have high goals. I would say there's some really high goals here.
That's what I want to borrow.
Audrey, how do you hand up before?
Susan and I decided that when our kids get older, we're going to take them backpacking through Europe and we'll take care of them.
Nice. Backpacking through Europe.
I just want to get my potatoes and corn planted.
Time machine and potatoes and corn. Done.
Get 1 million views on YouTube.
1 million viewers on YouTube. Probably getting close. Anybody else? Anybody else? Bucket list. Anybody else brave enough to share? Oh, there we go. Sorry.
I want to parachute and dance.
At the same time?
Put that on YouTube. It's going to really increase your views. That would be great. Oh, my word. You gave me Bibles. Go to Daniel 4. Remember, we're on a series of Daniel, this series on the book of Daniel. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Daniel chapter 4 is King Nebuchadnezzar once again moves to the forefront as he's been through most of the story. Remember last time we talked, remember the story? The story last time, which was 2 weeks ago, because last week was Easter, so we took a quick pause on our story in Daniel. 2 weeks ago, we talked about Daniel, the book of Daniel. Nebuchadnezzar decides that he's going to take this image that he saw in his dream and turn it into basically a god and make everyone worship it because he didn't want to lose his kingdom. And there were 3 guys that defied him, Daniel's 3 friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who said, no way. The king goes, "Rah!" Gets all really, really angry, turns red, has them thrown in the fire, furnace. The guys who throw them in the furnace die because it's so hot. They're inside the furnace. Everything burns off of them as far as, the ropes and stuff that were tying them up, burns off of them. And there's one other guy who looks like the son of God who's hanging out there in the middle of their fire. Boom, there he is, all right? Well, now we don't hear much from Nebuchadnezzar in the book of Daniel for quite a while until chapter 4, which, okay, but Brandon, it was last chapter. I know, but time-wise, we're skipping a lot of years, okay? Now, remember, we talked about there are 2 eras to King Nebuchadnezzar's reign. The first era was when he was the destroyer, and he went out and demolished everyone, okay? So remember again, we had our illustration. We have our illustration right here that Anne is Nebuchadnezzar, and this is Babylon. The similarities are a little much. Maybe we should go somewhere. Okay. And so she goes and conquers all the existing tables around, brings them under submission. This ticks them off, which is part of his whole insecurity process about, maybe they're going to try to throw me over and I better make a god so they all bow down and worship me. So Anne does this. Well, from there on, just in Palestine, there were a total of 3 campaigns that he did through Palestine. That's where the Israelites lived. The first one took the people back. Second one put up a puppet king in his place. Third one came back, destroyed the temple, and destroyed Jerusalem. This happened after our last story. So even though there's this God, he kind of feels like he's still kind of better than the God because he demolished the God's temple. So he's feeling really good. Anne does not have an ego problem at this point if she's Nebuchadnezzar. All right, it's going really, really well. So she's gone over, and from all of your tables, she's taken 3, 4, 5 people and brought them back to Babylon and made them slaves. So now you guys don't have as many people. You're feeling pretty broken. Your husband or your wife is gone. You're feeling a little bit overwhelmed. So you're, at this point, not really going to rise up and revolt at this point because she has made herself completely dominant. Woohoo, Anne. Okay, so now you've taken these people and you turn them into your laborers because now you're moving into the building phase where you're now going to create the most magnificent temple, magnificent country, magnificent capital ever designed. So what you do, because if you're going to make this really, really work, what you want to do is take your name and stamp them in most of the bricks that you use for construction. So now these people who've come from all over these countries, and they're now your slaves, You give them bricks that say Ann Roberts right on the side of it. Okay. And now you say, build me stuff. And so they do. They build, she rebuilds old temples, and builds new temples, builds a bridge over the Euphrates River that's designed in a way that's kind of aerodynamic so the current going upstream will not put the pressure against the supports and create turbulence downstream, which would erode the foundation of the bridge, thereby making it fall at some point, because that's a downer if you're out on a parade as a king and you're cruising along with all your people going, yes, you rock! And then you're like going across the bridge and it falls out from underneath you. That's a bad deal. So coming up with all the architectural wonder. At the same time, and this one's even cooler to me, because again, remember, they don't have like heavy machinery. They don't have cat, to go down to a dealership and buy something big with huge tires. They dig a tunnel under the Euphrates River and make a tunnel under the river itself. Open up a port in the Persian Gulf. Is credited with construction of the Hanging Gardens for his wife to remind her of her homeland, because it was way greener than Babylon. He goes on a building frenzy. He's now creating the most magnificent empire. He's destroyed, he's brought into captivity. Now he rebuilds and makes it beautiful as a huge thing for himself. And that's where we join him in Daniel chapter